Hello everybody, today I'm going to be working on this Gingko Biloba, and it's been in this plastic training pot for probably about 10 years. Obviously it's been repotted in that time, but and the tree itself I've probably had 25 or even 30 years. You can see there's a big old chop took place there. It is covering over now, but the scar itself is probably 4 centimeters, 5 centimeters, 2 inches possibly, there or thereabouts. So you can see it had a big old chop, and it's chopped again here and so on over the years. It even spent a bit of time growing in the ground, so I really didn't know what I was doing when I got it. Some people might say I don't know what I'm doing now, but there you go. Totally odd and unusual root system, but again I like it a lot, so I'm not seeking to change that in any way, shape or form. But what I am going to do today is I'm going to put it in this rather nice blue pot that I had for Christmas, and I think it'll go very nicely when we get to autumn and the leaves turn that lovely buttery yellow. It'll yeah, looks nice with the blue of the pot. Okay, so let's get it out of the pot first of all, and see about cleaning up these roots some. Okay, I should have said at the beginning of the video, it's the 31st of March today, so well, it does feel like spring is well and truly sprung, but having said that, we're supposed to be going to some cooler, colder weather soon, so we'll see how many more trees I get done this month. Well, not this month. You know what I'm trying to say. Now, this tree has been really slow to develop a fibrous root ball. And it's still not very fibrous. I watered all my trees not more than half an hour ago, which I probably should have left this one before I did this, because I've got a soggy mess here now, but never mind. Now, I don't know if that's the Ginkgo's trait not to have a particularly fibrous root ball. As you can see, what you tend to get is, or I've tended to get, is a lot of these thick roots throughout the medium. So I'm not inclined to cut a lot of these roots away. Let's see if I can get that drainage screen out of there. As I was saying, yeah, I'm not inclined to cut too much root away because this tree is going to fit very nicely into the pot, but I'm just going to trim those off. This is actually a male Ginkgo, I'm told. Somebody asked me why my tree hadn't developed into a sort of bulbous, rounded shape, and apparently that's just the nature of the beast. I've since done a bit of research, and apparently that's just the nature of the beast with Ginkgos. The males are more sort of skinny and upright, and the females are more roundy, and that's just the way they've evolved. Or haven't evolved when you consider they're kind of a prehistoric plant, but I think that'll do for that. I'm going to clean a little more of the surface. This root, I'm not particularly happy with having it entirely exposed. In fact, that end is dead, but it's still alive here. But I don't want to chop it off there either. I could lose both of those roots. And it might make more sense visually. I'm going to lose this one because I've never liked this one much. Decision made. Now I could bury the tree a little deeper, to like so, and keep this root. So I'm going to prune that dead piece away. I think that's what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to try and plant it a little deeper in the pot, and keep that elegant shape. Okay, let's try and do that. I'm kind of liking that, almost central in the pot there. Obviously it needs to come up a little, and yeah, I think let's try and get those roots to settle down a bit more. But yeah, pretty much central is where I'm going to head for. So put some medium in the bottom, about like that. Let's see how that sits. That's going to sit in there rather nicely. Okay. I'm actually quite pleased with that positioning as is. I'll just quickly lift it up, pop in some controlled release fertilizer, and actually pop the tree back in again. A little bit more around the outside. Possibly a little bit lower if I'm going to bury this chopped end of the root, which I think I want to do. Yes. Okay. If I dislike it, I can always raise it back up again in a subsequent repot. Okay, so let's fill in the rest of the tree. You get the idea with that. I'll just carry on getting it down into all the nooks and crannies. Okay, so there we go. I'm happy I kept that thicker root now, but pleased I lost the strange kind of a loopy-loop one that was just there. Gonna need to remove a little bit of the top to try and balance some of the vigour that I've taken out of the root system. And this is a long old straight piece anyway, so I'm going to shorten that back. Back to a bud, just there. And likewise, this straight piece I'm going to shorten back, like so. This piece is kind of threatening to grow up into it, so I'm going to get rid of that entirely and shorten this piece back to this bud. I like some of these dead straight pieces. There we go. I think that'll be plenty. Obviously I need to keep my eye on this tree, but it'll stay protected. Now I'm going to lose this funny strange bud that's coming straight out of this branch back towards the trunk there. Let's lose that. And in fact there's another one in the crook of there, which we'll lose as well. Okay, so there we go. We'll give you a quick 360. I really do like this rather bulbous base. I'm definitely glad I kept that root. Thank you so much for watching. Please, please, please do take care of yourselves. Stay safe.